Ladies and gentlemen, correspondent of 60 Minutes, a 2003 Posse star, a member of Posse's National Board of Advisors, and our MC for the evening, Leslie Stahl.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the next 10,000, a special 1 hour, live streamed, I hope you're streaming, event to celebrate Posse's selection of its 10,000th Posse Scholar. Wow, that is amazing. So I'd like to welcome everyone in the room tonight, all looking festive. Was it fun getting dressed up for the first time in I don't know how long? And for all of you who are tuning in from all over the country, the guests and staff here tonight in the room, by the way, everybody's been vaccinated. We weren't allowed in. For the audience at home, we weren't allowed in without proof of our vaccination. I'm just curious, how many in the room have had a booster shot? Ooh, very, very few. Well, I had mine on my way here. I did. So I'm really, I think now that we all know we have had our vaccines, we can enjoy, feel jolly, and feel safe. So it's great. This is my favorite event. I do these kinds of things. This is my favorite. With so much out there that's discouraging and disheartening, you come in here and you celebrate Posse with all its hopefulness about the future and all the gorgeous, smiling Posse scholars who make us feel good and make us feel optimistic. So it's just wonderful. Later in the program, I will get to interview 5 students representing the 10,000th Posse Scholar. I'm sure that they're going to make us feel really good about where this country is heading. This organization is so special, as I think most of us in this room know, but for those of you who are new to Posse, I promise you that you will be impressed. Posse is the most effective college success and leadership development program in the country ever. Posse sends kids to college in teams with their cohorts, a posse, so that each one can have each other's back, and so they won't drop out of school, and it works. It is unlike any other program in identifying talented young high school seniors who have what it takes to become tomorrow's CEOs, senators, college presidents. Posse believes, and it has proved, that there are extraordinary kids from diverse backgrounds who are smart and capable, but who may have been missed by many of our colleges who employ traditional college admissions processes. I'm going to turn my page, 1 second. I don't want to miss a single word. Maybe they don't have the top SAT score. Maybe they were poorly served by a struggling public school system. For whatever reason, they don't get connected to the best colleges and universities in the country, like Northwestern, Middlebury, Bryn Mawr, Brandeis, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Posse believes in these people and understands they can and they should be at the best colleges and universities in the world. Today, after 32 years, Posse is making a difference and having an impact. 32 years of this organization. Actually, it's a little baby organization, but it's a fantastic one. It has 64 outstanding college and university partners and thousands of students in the pipeline. The partnering colleges and universities have awarded an astounding $1.6 billion in scholarships And Posse scholars graduate at a rate, hold it, they graduate at a rate of 90%. I know that's a record. So Posse deserves our attention, especially now. We have been challenged in unprecedented ways. The terrible pandemic that has brought so much grief to so many, the murder of George Floyd, the political turmoil that is threatening our very democracy. We crave and we imagine a better world, and that's what Posse is all about. Posse scholars believe in a multiracial, collaborative effort that will get us to a more equitable society. Tonight, we celebrate the 10,000 young people who have become Posse scholars. It just gives you thrills and chills. We thank all of you who help make their dreams come true. And on that note, I have the great pleasure of introducing the leaders of this glorious parade, Posse's president and founder, Debbie Beal, and Posse's the National Board Chair, Brad Singer. Come on up.
Thanks, Leslie. Can we give a round of applause for Leslie Stahl? She's pretty fantastic. Leslie comes every year to MC our gala, and I mean, we got lucky with this rock star who also happens to be gorgeous and smart and an incredible role model for all of us. Leslie, thank you so much.
Thank you, Leslie.
So I'm Debbie Beal. I'm the president and founder of Posse.
And I'm Brad Singer. I'm the national chair of Posse.
Okay. Oh, I have to get back. Can I put my glasses on? Thank you. Sorry. I will just say that Leslie, you noted that we've been through a pretty tough time. I think all of us would agree that the world is different now. Right? It's changed. And we're not really going back to the way it was before. But I think, Brad, that you will agree that Posse found the silver lining as we experienced the changes last year.
We sure did. I mean, we turned something that was incredibly difficult into something special.
So that's true. That's true. In March of 2020, we went home. Posse went home. I guess like many of you, we couldn't go into the office anymore. We stopped meeting in person. But the Posse staff, and I want to take a minute here to just acknowledge the incredible Posse staff that this organization has. They rose to the occasion, and they helped make Posse a success despite the fact that we couldn't run business the way we were running it before. They turned everything into a virtual thing, right? They turned our program into an online program, and I mean everything. They ran workshops, they did one-on-one meetings, they met with university partners, and one thing that they did, and I'm going to pause here because it is so astounding, is they interviewed 17,000 students on Zoom. It's amazing that they did that.
Think of that number, 17,000, and we have 175 people on staff. They are rock stars.
I agree, and something else happened. We realized that this virtual world that we were living in it seemed like it was a Band-Aid until we could get out of the pandemic. But it wasn't a Band-Aid. Instead, it was a gift to us. We realized that we could capitalize, thanks, Brad.
We both really need these.
We need these, we just bring them up here to see, we realized that we could make virtual programming part of our program moving forward.
So we called Arnie Duncan, the former Secretary of Education, and Alberto Cavallo, the superintendent of the Miami-Dade Public Schools. Both of them are on our boards. And we asked them to co-host a Zoom with us and for the superintendents of cities across the country where Posse didn't exist.
And they came, right? So, especially because the superintendent of Miami, Alberto Carvalho, he called them personally. They came. Philadelphia, Cleveland, Memphis, the superintendents came to this meeting. Newark, Charlotte, Richmond, right? These were cities we had never been in before. They all came. And overnight, the Posse Foundation doubled the number of cities from which we could recruit Posse scholars.
So what does this mean? We offer Posses in 10 cities, as Debbie said. Atlanta, Boston, Chicago, DC, my hometown, Houston, LA, Miami, New Orleans, New York, and San Francisco. But with virtual Posses, we literally can almost be anywhere. And so we've expanded our geographies, and then we can reach more scholars and also partner with more universities. Debbie, it couldn't happen without the leadership from superintendents across the country, and one in particular, Alberto Cavallo, who I think is zooming in, which I don't know how we find him. There
Oh
he
my
is.
God, it worked!
The impeccably dressed superintendent of the Miami-Dade Public Schools.
Okay, I know, you always look really good, Alberto. Hi.
Hello, you guys look wonderful.
Thank you. You should see the crowd here. Everybody looks gorgeous. We all dressed up. We wish you were
I know I'm
here.
missing out on a great dinner, on a great entertainment, great community, and great New York pizza.
Wait, so
But look, Debbie and Brad, you know, my remarks will be very brief. I want to thank you. I want to thank the leadership of the board of Posse. I want to thank the presidents of the colleges and universities who believe in a powerful dream called Posse. And I want to thank anyone in this nation who makes a valuable contribution towards elevating the dignity, the humanity of today's youth. I believe in hope and opportunity. Posse delivers hope and opportunity. I believe in equity and access. Posse delivers equity through access to great quality education. Just think of what our America can be if we have, instead of 10,000, we have 20,000 Posse graduates. That is my America. As an American by choice, not by chance. That is what I invest in, what I believe in, and for as long as I have my seat, what I'll fight for.
you know, I wish you were here because you are able to express to the world how important it is to stand behind these young people. And I don't know how many of you know, Alberto Carvalho, as the superintendent of Miami-Dade Public Schools, is a celebrity, not just in his field and in the field of education, but really in the United States. He's a spokesperson, for, right, Carl? He's a spokesperson for what it means to create what we call integrated diversity, environments where communities can thrive. People from all different backgrounds could work together and succeed. And he has knocked it out of the park in Miami for sure, but it is a privilege to have you here with us tonight, Superintendent.
My heart is with you. Enjoy, have a great time. And let's celebrate that 20,000 Posse scholar. Let's make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
Really soon.
We're on it. We're on it. Woo. Listen, this whole thing, right, that when Alberto worked with us, with Arnie Duncan, to get these superintendents to agree for us to recruit there, it allowed us to be more flexible with institutions that we were trying to recruit. They didn't have to just take a posse from Boston anymore. Now they could take it, I don't know, you explain it. I realize I'm encroaching on Brad's lines.
No, we can actually have posses.
You have to go in the middle.
We can have posses from anywhere. Sorry about that. Debbie really likes the podium, so it's hard to get real estate up here. But it's so creative and innovative what the staff did, and Debbie and her team and her leadership, and through Alberto and others' large efforts, is we can really find scholars and partner with universities almost anywhere in the country, which is really amazing. And the result of that, which I'm not sure many people in this room know, we had our biggest year ever. We added 15 university partners and colleges. Whew. That is almost a 25% increase from where we were. So that it was a really amazing year, and that's through the innovation of something that was a very difficult time and making it incredibly positive, what came out of it.
Also, another thing that happened this past year is we launched a new initiative called the Arts Posse program with Lin-Manuel Miranda and his family fund.
So cool. So students who aspire to be dancers or painters or singers or actors or directors, they now can become students at Cal Arts and Bard and North Carolina School of the Arts, and that's just the beginning.
Right. In fact, what we thought would be interesting is for you to take a look at just some of the things that happened in the past year and a half, some of the highlights. Take a look at the video that we put together for you.
$10,000.
10,000.
Your 10,000th Posse Scholar.
That is 10,000 lives impacted and transformed by the power of higher education.
Posse has done so much. It almost brings me to tears.
It's just a win-win all around. They're great students.
Posse afforded me the opportunity to go to this unbelievable school.
Posse Scholars, dynamic.
Posses from all around the country, we expand our family.
They're movers and shakers. They are the people that are transforming this campus.
Posse opened doors that didn't seem possible.
My success here would not have been possible without the support of the Posse program.
Posse is teaming up with Lin-Manuel to help even more students in an inspiring new way.
Art is not a solo act. It takes a posse.
We need to keep our culture thriving and resilient.
Find your team. Find your posse.
Posse is actually changing the way that veterans are going to be educated in the country, and the program is expanding.
We are very excited to welcome you into Bryn Mawr's next graduating class.
You are a Posse Scholar.
Congratulations.
This is all you. You should be extremely proud of yourself.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. I'm really happy.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Let's go!
Oh my God!
How awesome. So much to be proud of.
Brad, I just wanted to say one more thing. I know it seems like I'm hogging the mic a little.
No.
There was another thing that happened last year that wasn't in the video, and that was that I got a phone call. I was sitting at home in my office at home, and the phone rang, and it was someone I didn't know, and they said they represented a high net worth individual. They represented Mackenzie Scott. And in that moment, she said, "Do you know who Mackenzie Scott is?" I said, "Yeah, yes." She said, "We want to give you a no strings attached gift." And I'm thinking, okay, how much might this gift be? $10 million. What's amazing is that gift allowed us to start something we'd been wanting to do for a long time. And with it, we have launched the Century of Leaders Fund, a fund that will eventually be $100 million and will support in perpetuity our college and university partnerships so that we could never stop running this program with these amazing scholars. And we're really lucky because in that program, we've gotten $10 million gifts from Linda Vester and Glenn Greenberg. We've gotten gifts from Reed Hastings and others, and that fund will continue to grow so that we eventually can begin making grants to our partner schools to share the cost with them.
It's really remarkable. To those of you watching tonight, this kind of recognition really underscores the reputation and impact Posse has. I hope all of you have heard the idea that Posse was founded on. It started in 1989 when one student said, "I would never have dropped out of college if I had my Posse with me." And that's what Posse does, identifies great kids and sends them as a team to incredible universities and colleges. And this program works. And this year, tonight, we celebrate our 10,000th scholar. Whew. It took us over 30 years to reach our 10,000th. It's probably going to take us less than 10 for the next 10,000. I know. So you all are here tonight because you believe in Posse and you believe in the value of our efforts. And so we deeply appreciate all of your support, and thank you.
I want to give a special thank you to our college and university partners. They provide the scholarships, 100% of the scholarships. They provide mentors, faculty mentors, staff support, and passion and love and partnership. And we could never have this program without them. So for all of those partners watching tonight, for the special partner in the room tonight, Becky Blank, thank you so, so much.
I also want to thank all the people who donated tonight. It's really your generosity that helps drive Posse. I want to in particular thank some of our largest donors: Alistair and Janine Borthwick, Lindsay and Henry Ellenbogen, Linda Vester and Glenn Greenberg, Steph and Josh Paulson, Karen and Phil Peed, Catherine and Kurt Simon, and Anonymous. Thank you very much.
Well, you have to say why you're thanking them in particular.
Why am I thanking them in particular?
Brad, it says right here.
Oh, they all gave over $100,000, so thank you. I now stand corrected, so I'm doing my job better, a little bit. I also want to thank our largest corporate sponsors: Bank of America, Deloitte, First Republic, and Apache. And I also want to acknowledge Warner Media, who produced all the videos you're seeing tonight. So they make us look really good, as does Debbie.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Warner Media didn't just donate, they did all the videos. And I want to give a special thank you to Jake Moreno-Copeland, who produced those videos with Warner Media, and Rico Blancaflor, who supported that effort. But Brad, you forgot, Brad and Henry and Lindsay have each contributed over $250,000 tonight. So thank you so, 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 so much. Hey, oh my God, okay, so a few more people are zooming in right now. I think, are they here yet? Oh my God, they're there.
There they are.
It's working. Okay, so you want to introduce your friends?
That is Juan, Henry, and David.
Yeah.
There we go. These are my friends.
Well, okay. These are national board members who are critically important to Posse. We've got David Harrison from Deloitte. We've got Juan Rajlin from Google, and Henry Ellenbogen from Durable. So what do you want to say to us? Anything? Or you're just there? Hey, Juan, what's going on, Juan?
What's going on? Hi, everyone. Delighted to be here with you. As David said, I'm from Google. I'm the treasurer of Google. I'm also the treasurer of Posse. Been with the Posse board for the last 6 years. And, part of my job is to assess investment opportunities and to generate investment returns. So I thought I'd give that lens to what we're doing tonight. So what would you say if I offered you an investment with a 500% return guaranteed, and also the potential to make a real positive impact in the United States? That is the genius of Posse, because for every dollar that we're raising here tonight, Posse will generate $5 of additional scholarship funding from partner colleges and universities. So there's incredible operating leverage in the model, which is just very, very effective. Also, because we graduate our scholars at a rate of over 90%, which is best in class. So the return on investment on the program, if you think about it from that point of view, is incredibly high, the highest that I have come across. So we can all be very proud of support this incredible organization, and thank you for your support tonight.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Juan. Juan makes me want to invest in Posse now.
Okay, well, we're here.
And Google,
We're
too,
here,
definitely.
and Google. Henry, how are you doing? Where are you?
I'm in D.C. I miss New York pizza. So, I guess what I'd love to say is, Debbie, when I first met you, I thought about what Posse could build in its, next act. When I hear about 10,000 students, and I think about, another 10,000 over the next 10 years, I think about the mission of Posse to not only, create leaders and help them get through college, but really change the leadership of America. And it's just been amazing to really watch the organization develop. The other thing I think about is that organizations that have true mission, true values, and great leaders get stronger through a crisis. And I really cannot think of a better example of it than Posse, where you really did turn what looked like a very tough situation of having to go virtual and get a little bit disconnected from your students and your team and actually take the organization to the next level. And now we have the ability to really touch scholars all over the country and add so many more partner schools. And it's really just a pleasure to be a part of what you're building, Debbie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Henry.
What's up, David?
How are you?
How's it going?
I am doing well. I'm a little delayed. Hopefully you're not having a problem hearing me. But first of all, I wish I could be there. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Just wanted to extend my congratulations to the organization and Debbie and Brad, 10,000 Posse scholars. That is a really, really big deal. And, I'm so excited to be part of Posse, be on the board. I've been recently elected to the board, but I've been involved in Posse for a number of years. And, what keeps me there and what keeps me excited is, the ability that I can work with this great organization and try to make a difference, right? And when you see what you're doing and the organization is doing, it is so incredibly powerful. The other thing I would say is just on the topic of inspiration, I'm inspired by not only the organization, but the Posse scholars. I have the privilege working for Deloitte. We hire a number of them, and I get an opportunity to work with them and spend a lot of time with Posse scholars. And I tell you, I'm extremely excited about the future and our next generation of leaders. And I would say, without this organization, I'm not sure a lot of these young professionals would be here today and doing what they're doing. So wish I would be there. Wish I could be there. Posse love with my water. Still have a couple more calls and I have another meeting, but thank you for what you do and have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you. Thank you, Juan, David, and Henry. Very well said.
Yep.
Hopefully you can see we have an amazing board, truly amazing, with people who are committed, not just time and energy and funds, but also just with a lot of passion. And I think that also we have also are fortunate to have an amazing leader. So I think we are a gifted organization. But our board also marked a milestone this year. Our first chair, our founding chair, Michael Ainsley, after 25 years, stepped down from the board. And so, which is a big deal, because he's been around from the beginning. And so we want to honor him. He will become a chair emeritus or emeritus chair?
Chair Emeritus.
Chair Emeritus, sorry, I said the word wrong. Along with our former chairs, sorry about that, Tim Ubben and Jeff Ubben.
Okay, and actually we lost a very important figure in our collective community, and I just want to take a moment to just honor Mayor David Dinkins, who is the 106th mayor of New York City and an amazing board member for many, many years at Posse, and he used to come to every Posse Gala, and we will miss him.
He was a great man.
Yeah.
We have so many corporate and individual donors and contributors, and it means we can't be here without your support, so thank you. Debbie. Sorry, I just looked down at my card. I realized I had one more line. It's a big one, too. Okay. Debbie, how much did we raise tonight?
We've raised $2.5 million.
I think that is our second highest gala ever. And it's a hybrid one, so it's kind of amazing, everyone's efforts and the generosity of all the donors. But if you would also, anyone out there watching, or anyone period, would like to make that number even larger, you can donate at www.possefoundation.org/donate. That's really easy to remember, but that is what it is.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, so we have a great night for you. I guess we're just gonna celebrate. Leslie's gonna lead us through. She's like, get off the stage already so she could do her job. We're honoring Becky Blank, the Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin. We're honoring Sulman Usman, who's the CEO of Adaptive Green and a Posse alum.
And I hope all of you feel the Posse love tonight, so thank you for being here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage our evening's MC, Leslie Stahl.
It was like George Burns and Gracie Allen up here. You know what? That so dates me. I have to think of somebody. We'll have to come up with somebody who most of the audience knows what I'm talking about. So every year, the Posse Foundation awards, as Debbie said, a small number of Posse stars. A Posse star goes to someone who exhibits leadership, who makes a significant contribution in the field of education, and who positively affects young people's lives. This year's first honoree is a dedicated chancellor of a Posse University partner who has gone above and beyond to promote greater access to higher education. She leads an institution that takes not one, not two, not three, but 4 posses, more than any other school in the country. She has 160 Posse scholars on campus as we speak. Please turn your attention to our video. You're about to meet Becky Blank, Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Take a look.
I'm always proud to be the chancellor of this university. By giving them these series of experiences, interactions with people, the leadership experiences, the ability to be involved in communities that are different than the one that they grew up in, all of that helps us shape people who in turn are going to shape the world.
I think that if you really want to encourage leadership on this campus, you have to have diverse leaders.
Knowing that I've gotten all of these opportunities by coming to this school has really started making me think more about my future.
A place that has the amount of resources, tools available. There are very few spaces that can do what Madison does.
The university itself is so reputable and so notable that just saying that I'm from University of Wisconsin-Madison will get me a foot into some of the doors.
So I grew up around the Midwest. I was born in Missouri. Use your money carefully, work hard, be honest, all of those good Midwestern farm values. I just fell in love with economics. So I wanted to feel like I was working on something that was hard and that you had to know things in order to do them. You couldn't just make them up. The combination of research and teaching as a professor is just a wonderful combination. On the one hand, you are out with people, interacting, communicating. On the other hand, you can shut the door and think. I did not start out saying, I want to be the president of a university someday. That was not on my path. It is also true that I became increasingly involved in administration. I started to run research centers, get grants. When you're good at that, people ask you to do more of it. And then got invited to go into the Obama administration. Did a lot of the strategic planning, a lot of the interactions with the White House and other agencies. And at the end of 4 years, I looked around and I said, let me see what jobs are out there. At that point, there were some really great presidencies open, including Wisconsin. And given what I'd been doing, I sort of figured, let's go interview for a few of these and try for it. We run a whole variety of pipeline programs here in the state of Wisconsin. We can't run those elsewhere around the country. And, Posse does that and then delivers students who come here ready to learn. Posse is a way of serving people from outside the state, bringing them into this state, exposing them to Wisconsin.
Through the Posse program, I've definitely received such support that's made me feel more comfortable inside and outside of the classroom here in Madison.
Every interaction that I do have with her when she comes to Posse events, she's just beaming. She wants to know about our scholars, and she can see the changes that they're making.
I hope we have done good things for Posse students, but I will also say that Posse students have done great things for our campus. They've been involved students, they've been active.
Posse in particular, it really brings a force and a strong presence to this campus.
UW is taking the lead and modeling what it takes to be committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion in a significant way.
Having a full office, having a full staff, all of the different aspects that she also believes in and wants to keep going and bring to fruition more and have ideas is enlightening. It's really powerful to have someone like Chancellor Blank say, I love this program.
If you are going to graduate from a first-rate university and go out into the world, one of the skills you must have is the ability to work with people from very different backgrounds and cultures.
Most people think of as diversity is a lot to do with ethnic background or skin color, and I think one thing that Posse really hones in on is diversity is a lot more than that. Diversity is a lot about experience, perspective, and idea.
What does it mean to have a leader who cares about diversity and inclusion? That's 90% of the battle.
I think a lot of people say college is about the education, but I think it's also about the people you meet along the way and how they influence you.
If we're not creating an inclusive university for folks who come here to really thrive, then we're really not doing our job.
I know that we have leadership that cares about diversity, that cares about this program, that cares about education.
Chancellor Blank is amazing. I think our students really do value and feel supported by her. It's very rare that you have such a champion.
And best wishes as you set off on the next stage of your journey.
Chancellor Blank, congratulations on receiving the Posse Star Award. Well deserved.
Chancellor Blank, congratulations on receiving this honor. There are few people in the country in your position who epitomize a commitment to diversity and inclusion the way that you do.
Becky, I'm so happy that you're being honored tonight with the Posse Star Award. UW-Madison is the largest Posse partner, taking in 40 new scholars each year. And this is due to your advocacy and your support, Becky. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Blank, for all the support and for all the ways you invest in the program and for making a place as big as UW feel so welcoming for so many Posse scholars.
I'm so grateful to the UW partnership with Posse because my success here would not have been possible without the support of the Posse program.
I would like to say thank you to the University of Wisconsin-Madison and the Posse Foundation for allowing me to come to this space and do amazing things.
I would like to say thank you so much to UW-Madison and the Posse staff for making my time in Wisconsin a time where I can really get outside my comfort zone, learn new things, and really experience a community full of love and support.
Congratulations, Chancellor Blank. We appreciate your continued support, amazing work, empowerment, engagement with our scholars on Wisconsin.
Becky, thank you so, so much for your advocacy and your partnership and your friendship, and for being so committed to these Posse scholars. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stephanie Henry and Brianna Young, Posse alumni from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Henry. I'm a proud alumni of New York Posse 4 from New York. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, where I attended Midwood High School. And I, at UW-Madison, double majored in neurobiology and French. Currently, I'm a graduate student at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, where I'm in my second year, and I'm on track to gain a PhD in cellular and molecular neuroscience.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Brianna Young. I am a part of New York Posse 3 from University of Wisconsin-Madison. So I was born and raised in Queens Village, New York. Yes, Queens love. And I went to Queens Gateway High School. So I went out to UW-Madison and majored in nursing. So I ultimately came back here and I was a nurse in the neurosurgical ICU for 3 years. I also worked as a COVID ICU nurse, so shout out to the frontline workers during COVID. And currently, I'm an assistant nurse manager of the post-anesthesia care unit at North Shore University Hospital.
So I can never fully explain how Posse changed my life. Attending UW-Madison as a Black woman in STEM showed me a lot of things, the good and the not so good, but I learned to take up space and ask questions. And I was afforded the opportunity to do phenomenal research in state-of-the-art facilities. And while I'm a neuroscientist by training, I have the luxury of saying that I've explored the many stomachs of a cow, which I think is so cool. And graduating from UW afforded me an amazing network that has remained intact. One example, next year I'll be the maid of honor for my Posse sister and line sister, Shania, when she gets married next fall.
Thank you. Being accommodating for tall people out here. I like that. I love that. So like you, Stephanie, Posse changed my life in ways that I could not imagine, and so did UW-Madison. So here I was, this Queens girl, very New York City girl at heart, traveling to UW-Madison, and it was difficult, but one of the most important things that it taught me was resilience. And so the opportunities, the amount of research, all of the experiences, all of the friendships, all of the lifelong mentors that I've made at UW-Madison made me the person that I am today. And I knew when I was in high school, my parents would not be able to afford for me to go to college. So I tried tremendously hard to secure a scholarship, and little did I know that Posse was going to change my life.
So I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but UW-Madison and Posse, they pair us with a mentor upon arrival to UW. And Bree and I have both had the supreme honor of having Emily as our mentor. And while starting off as a formal mentor, she has become a lifelong friend. And so to Emily, I send Posse love. And to Chancellor Blank, I know that you value Emily's leadership as our director, and so I thank you for gifting her to us.
So when I was at UW-Madison, I had the immense pleasure of receiving a very special award. There we go, accommodating for the tall people again, I love it. So it was an award called the Outstanding Woman of Color Award. And thank you, that's my mentor. And I was the first undergraduate student in the history at UW-Madison to receive this award. So it's really big. But most importantly, one of the most special moments was recognizing that my chancellor, Chancellor Blank, was in the audience. And I just watched her listening intently, and her applaud at the end and standing up, giving a standing ovation for me was really powerful. Very, very powerful. So Chancellor Blank, your presence at that special moment was so important to me. And your presence for supporting Posse events, events that involve diversity and inclusion are so, so valuable.
So, honored guests, it is our extreme pleasure to present the Posse Star to the Chancellor of our alma mater, Rebecca Blank.
Thank you, Brianna and Stephanie. These are two individuals whose life exemplifies what Posse does and the value that all of the Posse scholars bring. And there's a whole table of them over there from Madison. I didn't know I was bringing my own cheering section here, but it's great. I'm obviously humbled and honored by this award, and I really want to thank the Posse Foundation. This I'm accepting not for myself, but for the large number of people at the University of Wisconsin who for almost 20 years have nurtured this program, mentored students, and provided leadership. It does take a whole village to run a program like this at Wisconsin, and I've been privileged to be part of that, but it is due to many, many others beyond me. I can't name everyone who's been contributing to the UW-Madison Posse, but I do want to acknowledge a few people. Debbie Beal, for her vision, her creativity, her dedication to improving the lives of other people, and Brad Singer for his leadership of the Posse Foundation Board of Directors. Thanks to both of you. And a few alums from the UW-Madison who've had a deep commitment to Posse from the very beginning and who've been really important to our partnership. Pam and George Hamill, who've been generous supporters of the Posse Foundation and UW-Madison over the years, and Wade and Beverly Fetzer. You saw Beverly on that video, who helped bring the Posse program to our campus. Wade made a point of getting to know our Posse scholars every year. He passed away a year ago, and we've all felt the loss of his presence. As you heard in the video, our Posse scholars are just an extraordinary group. I'm sure every president and chancellor says that, but it's particularly true at the University of Wisconsin. For many years, we have been the only school that admits 4 Posse cohorts every year. And that means we're bringing 40 Posse scholars to campus each fall. We've graduated more than 400 scholars since 2002, and they're working all around the globe in every profession you can think of. They're frontline healthcare workers, artists and musicians, teachers, leaders in some of the world's most respected businesses and nonprofits. The common thread is that they are all actively engaged in making life better and in building stronger communities. We educate all of our students in this idea of public service. We call it the Wisconsin idea on campus, but our Posse grads are particularly committed to using their education to address injustice and inequity and to really make a difference in the world. And that feels more critical today than at any time in the past. So let me close as I began with a really big thank you. Thank you to the Posse Foundation, to all of you who support the work of Posse, and to our wonderful Posse alumni. I look forward to continuing to expand and to deepen our collaboration, and I look forward to welcoming as many of the next 10,000 Posse scholars to UW-Madison as we possibly can. Thank you all for all of this. Thank you.
Like we didn't know that you came with your own cheering section. Anyway, congratulations. Posse alumni, as we've heard, are corporate attorneys, social justice lawyers. They're writing for newspapers. They're producing documentaries. They're CEOs. Got to change my page. They're engineers. Sulman Usman is a Vanderbilt Posse alumnus and the co-founder and CEO of a green architecture firm. And not just any firm, but one whose clients are like the United Nations and the Jacob Javits Center. Take a look at the video, please, about Sulman Usman.
Hi, my name is Sulman Usman. I am the president and CEO of Adaptive Green. I'm a Vanderbilt University Posse 19 graduate. So Adaptive Green came to be as a part of the concept of how do you make urbanization more manageable. You create ability for people to engage in their own cities. You create green spaces for people to go out and say, hey, I'm actually connected to nature. I'm not just a cog in a city. We live in a working class neighborhood near the Bronx Zoo.
So someone always had this really big smile on his face all the time. No matter what the situation, he was always smiling. And I think it was that smile that drew people in.
Parents came from Pakistan, seeing how they just made it all work and figuring out how do you move a family of 5 and ultimately 6 around the city, housing, healthcare, life.
My parents made sure, we had a roof over our head, everything was taken care of, there's food on the table. And the kids, we took care of each other, but at the same time, we're like, we have to do well in school. We want to make our parents proud. And it wasn't like something our parents were like, or our top of our head, you have to do well in school. But it was just it was sort of kind of expected. And we all sort of chipped in and we knew what to do.
We're at the Danish consulate at the Chrysler Building in New York City. We, Adaptive Green, designed and built the green roof here as part of our extension of the United Nations project. So the system here is actually individual green roof trays. So each of these trays can manage roughly 2.5 gallons of rainwater per rain event. So the idea being that when it rains, there's no runoff, even though it's a hot summer day today. There's evapotranspiration coming from the green roof system and reducing the temperature around us. Being able to just interact with green space is vital, and diversity is the key to that, right? Only through a diversity of not only ideas, but people, if you don't make it work with the actual citizens of that city, then what's the point? If you expand a city without bringing up everyone with it, is that really a success? This is Adaptive Green's second project with Toll Brothers City Living. This is actually the interior courtyard of the building. So designing and building a space like this, the intention is to find a way for the tenants to come inside, have a place to meditate in some ways, have an escape, having the natural ferns, the cherry blossoms come in the spring, the ability to go out and hang out in a green space in a highly urbanized environment such as New York City it's really rewarding. Posse was amazing. I think I had not the best grades my second semester of freshman year, and Posse really sat me down and said, okay, what is your goal? What do you want to do? How can we make it happen? It was constant support and never like a wagging of a finger, which And it's amazing looking back at it. It was just, how can we help you succeed? What tools do you need? What resources can we provide? Versus, it's on you alone.
I really love when Posse alumni come back to the organization to give back to young people, to give back to the program, to help us raise money, to help us make sure Posse lives. And to see Solomon on the Los Angeles Advisory Board is just incredible. And I'm really proud to have him as a partner now.
I'd say one of the most rewarding personal experiences, and actually a means of having fun, would be joining the Posse Advisory Board, seeing behind the curtain of how an institution that's given me so much, some support, love, and care for so many years, to be able to now give back in a fun way, meet scholars. We host Posse interns every summer, and seeing how the youth act right now and how they interact with the world.
Great accomplishment and well-deserved. I've known Salman for over 10 years in my capacity as an advisor, as a mentor. He's always called when he needed some important advice, and sometimes he took it, sometimes he didn't, but he always listened, and that's what made him so successful.
Salman, all I have to say is you've done amazingly well. You make us all very proud to be associated with you, and keep up the great work.
Congratulations, Solomon. Your success is an inspiration to Posse scholars, alumni, and everybody everywhere.
Congratulations, Solomon. Congratulations, Posse, for finding each other and supporting each other in the quest for a long-term positive leadership.
You've been a tremendous asset in every community that you step foot in, and I've just continued to see your selflessness and your altruism reach new heights year in and year out.
Your integrity and compassion and unwavering commitment to uplifting us all and to making this world a better place is what I love the most about you.
His selflessness has been evident since the day that we met as part of Posse 19, 13 years or so ago, and hasn't wavered since.
Solomon is just incredible with the wealth of knowledge he has and the business acumen he has, and he knocks every meeting out of the park and impresses the hell out of everyone. So happy for you, buddy, and can't wait to get back to work.
Solomon, congratulations on this award. I can't think of anyone more deserving. Thank you for everything you do.
I think that you represent everything that this honor is meant to symbolize, and you're the exemplar of a Posse scholar, and I'm so happy for all that you've accomplished and all that you contribute and the example that you provide for other young people.
Congratulations, honey. I'm so proud of you. Fishy and Pood, our dogs, are so proud of you. You're always our star. Mwah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Glenn Contour, Posse scholar attending Middlebury College in Vermont, and Adonis Logan, Posse scholar attending Centre College in Kentucky.
Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. It's my first public speaking event. What feels like forever. Everyone is looking amazing. Everyone's dressed so nicely. I can't wait for the dance floor section of the evening. I'm so excited. My name is Adonis Logan. I'm a senior at Centre College in Kentucky. Let me stop bending down. I was born in Portmore, Jamaica, representing for the island folks. Anybody in here? I am majoring in environmental studies with a concentration in economics. And I've been hesitant to say I'm from Boston. I live in Boston because I'm in New York, and I had a very heated conversation with someone about the Patriots earlier. Yasmin, I'm calling you out wherever you are. And I can't rep Boston as hard as I usually do, so.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Glenn Contour. I was born in Ghana, grew up in New York City, the Bronx. I went to high school at University Heights High School in the South Bronx, and currently I'm a junior at Middlebury College studying architectural studies with a minor in computer science.
So we're here to present this award, but before we do, We're gonna talk about ourselves for a second. And it's gonna relate, trust me, to this amazing guy over here with everyone around him. We're gonna gas you up a lot. Just be ready. So for me, I was born in Jamaica, like I said, and I immigrated to Dorchester, Massachusetts when I was 10 years old. Coming from a different country, you know, Posse and Center really validated everything that my family was worried about when we came here. They wanted me to go to a good college. They came to America for opportunity. And when Posse and Center came knocking and said, you don't have to worry about how you're gonna pay for school, it's hard to put that into words. And a lot of scholars around the country can relate. As we saw in the video earlier, people crying on Zoom. I was definitely in tears, and my family was in tears, and we're all just so grateful that the risk that we took coming here paid off. Now, getting to Danville, Kentucky, that was different. I was different. And I cannot swim, but I like using swimming analogies. So here we go. Going to Danville was like jumping off in the deep end. And it's a small town. It's a largely white town. And the closest city is like 45-minute drive away. So definitely the opposite of Boston. But my posse and I, my posse mentor, Jamie Powell, she motivated us to take it on, head on, from day one, and learn how to swim, which I haven't done yet, but I will before I graduate. You can hold me to it. And with that community, right now, they kind of call me the posse guy on campus because I'm always trying to have resources for everybody, have workshops about schedule planning or whatever it may be, and make sure everyone knows that I'm a resource or your peer is a resource. Because when I was in PCT, that's what was drilled into my brain, and I took it to heart. And I really love Posse for everything that it's ever done for me and for a lot of students around the country. And now I can comfortably say that I'm comfortable in both rural and big city settings, thanks to Posse and to Center. And when I leave, I honestly miss Kentucky. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Adonis. As you were speaking, I thought you were talking about my school. So yeah, at Middlebury, despite going there for 2 years, it still comes as a shock to me that I'm a Middlebury College student. I remember one particular moment, I was standing outside of my professor's office hours. I was looking through the window, a lot of grass, a lot of trees, you know, definitely different from New York City. Seeing the vines on the buildings. And I remember saying to myself, like, I'm a student at Middlebury College, and like hearing those words leave my mouth, just always like hearing myself say that really helps like validate me and give me security in myself. It gives me pride and determination in my family and everything we came here for. Gratitude. And I have a lot of gratitude and appreciation for all the support that I've gotten along the way. Like my posse, shout out to my posse, they're amazing. Shout out to my mentor, Kami. But yeah, like just, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that just struggling to come to terms with how prestigious of a school that I'm going to, and like reminding myself and giving myself the energy, the validation I need to keep going and pushing forward. Not a lot of my relatives can say the same thing as me, especially my relatives back at home. But I know that this accomplishment, getting this Posse scholarship, and even like going through the college experience, is not one that's just my own, but also an accomplishment for my entire family. Thank you.
Now, here's the part where it relates, okay? So, we are very honored to present this award. When we both got the email that we were coming to New York, I mean, I was jumping up and down. Glenn was very excited. And, exactly, I mean, you're back home, okay? And once you found out why the reason, what the reason was, I got even more excited. I personally am also very interested in the environmental sector of finance. Last summer, I interned at Inclusive Capital Partners with Jeff Ubbins. That's Jeff Ubbins' firm in San Francisco. And while I was there, I was very, very intrigued with the intersections between the environment and finance and business. And then you hear what my guy over here is doing. And it's literally that amazing intersection that needs to be explored further. Sustainable solutions for both the people and planet, because we're running out of time, okay? And Soman, I've tried to do as much research as I could do online about your company, and I think it's amazing. And then they tell me that you're a great person too, and and then I met you just now, and everyone that's supporting you, and I can't think of anybody that deserves this award more than you. You're very deserving.
And with that, it's our privilege to present the Posse Star Award to Soman Osman.
Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Oh, of course. Oh, yes. No, please. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Glenn and Adonis. That was a really kind introduction. It was a lot of gas. Thank you. Debbie, when you asked me nearly 2 years ago if I'd be willing to share my story at the next gala, I was so excited and honored. Little did I know I would have 2 years to work and practice on the speech. A delayed but gratifying COVID delay. Thank you all for being here. I want to first thank the Posse Foundation. This experience is truly humbling. Debbie, thank you for creating an organization that has changed my life and the lives of over 10,000 Posse scholars. And my own Posse members here today who have continued their encouragement throughout my entire adult life. Most importantly, I would like to thank my family, my beautiful wife, who have given me the love, confidence, and support to be here today. My story is similar to many Posse scholars. I believe a story from my parents describes it best. My parents once said when they came to America, they came on a rickety raft to a new country with 6 seedlings, myself and my 5 siblings. And they would do their best to plant us securely, but it was our job to develop and grow roots in a country that would support not only ourselves, but future generations. This notion of generational knowledge and support is what Posse truly means to me. What is a posse? A family. A means of connecting with a group beyond yourself, to become something greater than yourself, and a support system to keep you true to yourself. The irony of this analogy, and my work now with Adaptive Green, planting green roofs across America, has always made me smile. As I reflect on my days as a seedling, growing up in New York between the Bronx where we lived and Queens where my family ran a small business, Posse helped me not only grow, but stay connected to my roots, to be a first-generation American, to run a small business, to be one of the first members of my community as a Pakistani Muslim kid from the Bronx, operating in a world that seems so far away, but in reality just a few miles away from where we are now, and how these experiences can shape my ability to lead and provide me a unique advantage. Posse provided me all the tools, pre-collegiate training, a means of attending a school like Vanderbilt, entering the professional world through career partners such as Nielsen and JP Morgan, and then through the magic of Posse, watching scholars before me, such as my sister, become leaders not only on campus, but in the world, through the corporate leaders who would dedicate their time to provide Posse scholars insights into their organizations, the corporate recruitment process, and most importantly, help scholars break through. Because of Posse, I was able to gain the generational knowledge and opportunity transfer that would typically not be afforded to a child of immigrants. Through these experiences and from my own mentors here today and throughout my life, I was able to find a passion and career in sustainability. And now, through my work with Adaptive Green, we are helping transform our cities into usable and accessible green spaces to mitigate some of the concerns of climate change while helping us connect to a world of nature I could never imagine as a kid growing up in the Bronx. Adaptive Green, like Posse, seeks to change the fabric of our cities and communities. So as my parents said, I will continue to grow my roots and help the next 10,000 Posse scholars develop theirs. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Can we have another round of applause for Solomon?
Solman, I just want to say that your kind of leadership, which combines just crazy, determination, but also sensitivity. You care about the world, you care about being a role model for these young people who introduced you, who aspire to be like you. That's what this is about. And all 10,000 Posse scholars understand why you are so passionate and why you fight and you never give up. And you do it with such generosity and such heart. It is a privilege and an honor to have you in this program and now on one of our boards. Thank you so much. The reason I'm back up here is because I get to introduce Leslie Stahl again. So you're going to come back up here. Because we've selected the 10,000th scholar. And that was a huge moment. I remember when we had 5 scholars, that was it, in the very first Posse. That's it. And now there's over 10,000. I watch this program grow, and it blows me away every time still after all these years. So who better than to interview the 10,000th scholar than a correspondent from 60 Minutes, this icon, this incredible journalist. She's interviewed presidents and czars, basically, like people from all over the world. She's had interviews with people you'd be shaking in your boots to have interviews with. She's going to interview the 10,000th scholar on this stage right now. So please welcome back my dear friend, Leslie Stahl. What? I'm scaring you because
Me?
what?
You're scaring the kids.
I'm scaring you?
No, you're scaring the kids. You're telling them.
Oh, the
I've
kid.
interviewed
I'm not calling them kids anymore.
ogres and all that stuff. I'm going to be.
Oh yeah.
Well, I am going to ask
Okay.
them tough
All right.
questions.
Well,
I am.
okay.
All right. Am I supposed to hold this? Too many microphones. So I hope you all now, in the room and at home, feel the power of this organization and this program. Despite the tremendous limitations that COVID put on all of us, just imagine what the creativity of this organization was able to do to just push right through that and now come up with the idea of this program tonight, the 10,000th Posse Scholar. I want you to take a look at just a few of the young people who represent the 10,000th scholar. One sec. They won their college scholarship on Zoom. They were with their moms, their dads. They were with their grandparents and their siblings. They got that exciting phone call, and for the moment, you can just imagine this life-changing moment that brought them so much joy in the middle of a pandemic. What a gift. Let's look.
Are you ready to tell them that you're a Posse Scholar at Davidson?
Life is different. Life is literally nothing I could have ever dreamt of.
And we want you to be a Badger. Congratulations.
Yeah! All right!
How would you feel about becoming part of Northwestern Posse 9?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Going from Compton to Northwestern will truly be life-changing.
Being in a posse literally means everything to me. And it's the reason I'm here.
The thing that I'm most excited about is my classes, meeting new people. I want to build strong relationships with my professors as well as my peers to continue to build my network here at college.
I am most excited about being there at Middlebury with my posse to support each other through the whole college process, which I know can be stressful.
Even though I left one family at home, I have a new family here,
and I just wouldn't have that without Posse.
As a low-income first-generation college student, this opportunity means everything to me and my family.
I just want to make everybody proud because they gave me the opportunity to be here, so I want to use that spot for the right reasons.
I have a whole network of people who are there to support me. So I'm grateful for the Posse Foundation for giving me the opportunity to live my dreams, go to college, and focus on the work.
Being part of a Posse means being part of a family. We love each other, stand for each other, trust each other, hold each other accountable, make sure that we are all becoming better people.
I can always turn to my posse whenever I need support and also reciprocate that same support.
Literally, my family got a whole new life because of Posse. Like, we literally moved out of Miami because I got this opportunity.
I definitely know that being part of this organization is life-changing and it's a positive impact for all of us.
You want to be a Posse Scholar for Connecticut College? We are so excited to welcome you to Posse Bay 5.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
I'm crying.
I'm going to cry.
Congratulations. You did this.
You all brought your fan clubs, didn't you? All of you. We're going to do a couple of what we call at 60 Minutes whip-arounds, where we just go quickly around the circle. So we'll go this way. And first, tell us your name, your city, where you grew up, your high school, the college you went to, and what you think your major might be.
Okay. Hi, I'm Brianna Suarez. I'm from Miami. I'm an alum of Miami Palmetto Senior High. I go to Davidson College, and I think I'm going to be a theater major and educational studies, but I wanted to be a pediatrician last week, so I don't know.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex Mills. I grew up in DC. I graduated from school at Wells High School, and right now I'm at UW-Madison. Shout out Posse DC Posse 13, and right now I'm majoring in psychology.
Hello everyone, my name is Jalen. I was born and I live in Chicago, Illinois. In Chicago, I went to high school at Whitney Young Mackin High School, and I'm going to college at Middlebury College, where I plan to major in neuroscience and minor in Japanese.
Hello everyone. My name is Shira Nunez. I am from the Bronx, New York. I attended the Beacon School in Manhattan, and I currently go to Franklin and Marshall College. I am planning on double majoring in business and government on the pre-law track.
Hello, my name is Brian Carcamo. I grew up in Compton, California. I am a proud graduate of Compton Early College High School, and I am now at Northwestern University thinking about political science and social policy.
Well, I'm impressed. We're going to do a second whip around. And tell us, in your own words, about hearing that you were accepted into this program, who was with you at the time, and just set the scene for us in a colorful way.
Okay, so in the week leading up to the DAP 3 interview, I was going back and forth with Davidson about my financial aid. I'm a first-gen college student, so it was really confusing for me. So whatever. So then I get a call, can you please return to the Zoom? And I'm like, sure. This is about my financial aid. Something's wrong. So they're like, what makes you most proud? And I have my mom sitting there. She's like recording. And I'm like, my family, because like they raised me and that's who I am today because of them. And they're like, how does it feel to tell them that you're the 10,000th Posse Scholar? And I was like, what? Excuse me? How? So yeah, it was shocking. It was not what I was expecting, and it's the best thing that's ever happened. Yeah.
So I remember I just finished the interview, and they were like, we're going to call you before 10. And it was 11. And so my suit was off. I was completely like unprepared. I got a call. I hopped back on the Zoom, and I was asked, what's your favorite color? And I was like, I don't know. I was on the spot, and so I said pink. And they were like, well, it better be red because you're about to be a Posse badger. And I freaked out. And yeah, I mean, I was just like completely in shock for the next like hour. So it was great.
For me, after my interview, it was kind of like what you said. They said they were going to call me back, but it was pretty late, so I was tired, so I decided to go to sleep. Apparently, they called me to tell me that they needed to ask me a question. Well, I was asleep, so I couldn't answer. So they called my dad, and he was also asleep, so he couldn't answer. So when I woke up, finally, I saw, oh, they have to ask me a question. Oh, no. So finally, I got on the call. My mom was there, and they said, well, I don't know exactly what they said, but all I remember, I was like, oh, I'm a Posse's, oh, okay. It was such an amazing experience, so exciting.
Well, none of you were talking about crying, and in all those...
Oh, I cried a lot. There was a lot of tears.
I cried, for sure. For me, it was very unique because I was actually in the Dominican Republic when I had my third round interview. So I was with my entire family, and it was such a wholesome moment because I'm first generation. As a Latina, I felt like this was the opportunity for me to finally achieve my goals, which was to pursue higher education and become a lawyer. So I think that for me, it meant everything. For my family, it was an amazing, amazing news. It was everything that we had been waiting for. So I cried a lot, actually.
So after a very intense interview, yes, I took off my suit immediately, put on my PJs, and was about ready to go to bed. And then all of a sudden, I get a call from one of my trainers who invited me back to the Zoom call. And I just remember being asked what it would mean being part of Posse, and I just start crying. Then I go to my parents' bedroom, and they were sleeping, but I woke them up, and when they see me crying, waking them up, they thought they were scared, but they were just so happy, and it was my first ever college acceptance, and neither of them went to college, and so we all cried, and we were all very happy.
Beautiful. Okay, the next whip around. Okay. Tell us your story. Tell us about your family. Tell us if anybody else in your family went to college. And give us a real sense of who you are.
Okay. My biological father left when I was like 6, so I really don't know him or I don't remember him. And my mom remarried someone a few years later when I was like 12, and they had my sister who's 6 years old now. So I think that's where I get my education thing from, where I want to be a teacher. Yeah, so he ended up cheating on my mom, and so he got to go. Yeah, so it's always been me and my mom and now my sister. So we're really tight-knit and stuff. So yeah, she got her GED, so I really didn't know anything about the college process. And I walked into my college counselor at school's room, and I was like, I need help with all of this sophomore year. So he really helped me out, and he introduced me to Posse, Harry Nuremberg, shout out. Yes, Miami Palmetto Senior High. And he really helped me out with Posse, and yeah, from all that struggle and whatever, I think I've just learned how to be a leader, and that's why Posse is the perfect program for me, because they saw me more than just a piece of paper. Yeah.
Well, so both my parents, my dad and my mom went to college, and my dad got a full ride to Maryland. And so the stress was high when I applied for Posse. It was like he was expecting. But yeah, I live at home with my dad, mom, my sister. I'm like the test baby for everything. You know, I'm the first college student. She's going to the same high school that I went to, so I'm kind of like they're figuring stuff out with me. And so I grew up in DC, like I said. I went to a pretty like rigorous middle school and then a pretty rigorous high school. And so I kind of like got used to like heavy workloads and all that. And I can certainly say that college is different. Like it's very, very different. And so getting here and like having a strong support system is really what I found in Posse, like what I found most important in Posse. And I really feel like working as a team is kind of like my favorite part of the entire scholarship. And that's me, is teamwork.
Are your families here tonight? No?
Mine's in North Carolina.
One more time.
Are your families here tonight?
Oh no, my family's in DC watching on YouTube. So
Yeah, they're watching though.
Give them away.
Hi, Poof.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, shout out to my family in Chicago. Love you. So my family, back to family, education has always been highly stressed as important in my family. From my father's side, my grandmother was a teacher, and she really emphasized how important education is. My father also, he emphasized education is important. Basically, education has been one of the biggest leading principles in my entire life, and so that's why I decided to really focus on that throughout my education. But both of my parents went to college as well, so they also really pushed me to continue on that path and to really see what I'm interested in and then focus upon that. So during high school, I was able to do research and continue really diving into my passions in college. So that's why I'm really happy I get to be at Middlebury and actually continue on that path of continuing education.
For me, my family, nobody has gone to college, so I'm the first to ever be in a higher education institution. My parents and I immigrated from the Dominican Republic, as I said earlier. So for me, being in an institution like Franklin and Marshall is a new step for my family, for the generations that are gonna come after me. It's a new beginning for me to start generational wealth, for me to start the foundation that education is the path to success. So Posse allowed me to continue those dreams, and it has given me this platform to talk to others in my family and to continue the path to success through education.
So as I mentioned, I am from Compton. It is my home, my community. I will always have Compton pride, and yes. And I say that because growing up in Compton has really informed my political views and social views, whether it's economic or racial inequality or access to higher education. I really love growing up in Compton, and my parents, as I mentioned, also they didn't have the opportunity to go to college, and
are they from Compton too? Did they grow up there?
No. So both of my parents are originally from Mexico, and they came to Compton about 20 years ago. Yes. And we lived there ever since, and it's my home, as I mentioned, and I love it. And the issue of higher education was really important because my parents didn't go to college, but I knew that pursuing higher education, especially at Northwestern, is really an engine of social mobility. And so I am very, very happy to be a low-income first-generation college student.
So, Brian, I know something about you. Uh-oh. Here comes 60 Minutes. So, Brian, I'm told that your ambition is to become the mayor of Compton. What's that about, Brian? Do you want to go into politics, I guess, is what I'm asking.
So I love Compton, and yes, I do love Compton, and Compton politics in particular is very interesting. And it is something that can always be improved. Compton is a working class community of color, and there are many issues pressing not only Compton, but marginalized communities like Compton. And so what I believe is that we need elected officials who truly represent their constituents and their needs, and advocate for true economic and racial equity.
I wonder how many kids today would be inspired by politics, given what we've been going through. Woo, right. So I salute you, because we do need strong leaders, people who are interested in their communities. So I hope you stay interested in that. Brianna, here we go.
I'm shaking in my boots.
You should be. This is a really tough question coming at your way. What is the Breeze Bees Project?
Okay. I was a Girl Scout in high school, so I just found an interest in pollinators and pollinator advocacy. So I took that on as my Gold Award project, got my Gold Award. It was also my Silver Knight project for the Miami people over here. Yeah. It was just a social media takeover about pollinator awareness. And I did a patch for Girl Scouts as well. So Girl Scouts of Tropical Florida, do your patch, and you can do 6 steps to help pollinator awareness. Yeah.
And the bees are not doing well.
No, they are not.
Do you know why?
It's not just bees, though. Pollinators, we got the butterflies and the ants and the bats. It's all very important for our food system.
Well, I think it's important, too, so I'm
Thank you.
thrilled that you're interested in it, and don't lose that interest.
I'm not.
Okay, they're all fascinating. Jalen. Jalen,
Yes?
I am told that Jalen is a comedian. Not just a comedian, she's a comedian in 2 languages. Am I misinformed?
No, you're right, but
Okay, what are the languages? What are the languages that you tell jokes in?
well, English and Japanese.
So my big question is, what kind of jokes can you tell in both places, and what kind of jokes would really work in the United States that would never work in Japan?
Oh, that's such a great question. Okay, so basically, comedy. Okay, I'll be quick, but comedy is very different in Japan versus the United States. You see, the United States, comedy is more focused on kind of, politics such as SNL. It requires a lot of cultural understanding, whereas comedy in Japan, there's a style of comedy called manzai comedy, which is like a slapstick. There's the boke and tsukomi, straight man and the funny guy. That's translatable both in American comedy culture and Japanese culture, but telling a joke about like a politics joke that you'd see in SNL to a Japanese audience would probably not go that well, just because it requires a lot of stuff to know. But the thing that would translate are like physical comedy and sort of jokes like that. Translate well across any language is what I think.
Well, I can't see you doing that kind of slapstick. Do you do that?
Oh, well, that's not what I usually do. Well, I like to tell like jokes, like talking, basically. Yeah.
Which doesn't go over there very well.
Well, depending on the type of joke, it it can work, it can't work. You just gotta, work it a certain way. Yeah.
I just read Trevor Noah's book, and he basically, in effect, created stand-up comedy in South Africa because they didn't really have it. So you could begin to introduce the Japanese to stand-up comedy.
I could.
What a good idea. Huh? What do you think? Maybe. Shayra, you have a lot of balancing that you are doing in your life. You're studying very hard, and you have a lot of responsibilities with your family. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so definitely I do a lot of balancing. Sometimes I stress myself more than I have to. I like to juggle a lot of things. But I think that has made me who I am.
That everybody who balances and are juggling a lot of things has a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So it's par for the course.
Yes. I think it's setting me up for the future, though, because I have developed these skills where I know what I have to do in time management, being efficient. I think those are skills that have been translated in every activity that I've been doing, and I know that I will continue to do. In college, my friends are like, you have to relax. Like, you need to go have some fun sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, I do. But I think it does come from where I come from and, like, knowing that I have a responsibility to get somewhere in life, to be someone, because that's why I am here. That's why I'm in this country, to get what I need, get the education, and hopefully one day go back to the Dominican Republic and make some change there. So it could be a lot, but I think that it definitely has made me a stronger person in who I am today.
Serious question. Does having a posse to support you help you lower that sense of pressure?
For sure. My posse definitely has helped me. I mean, I haven't been on campus for too long, but they've definitely been like, okay, can I help you with this? Is there a way that we can set study spaces together so we can do teamwork? I think I love having a support system. I love having people that I can rely on. And I never feel alone. So I know that I always have partners with me to continue the journey.
Now, Alex, done some research on you too. You have worked a lot already in government in Washington. I'm intrigued by young people being interested in going into government because we need really committed people who want to make everybody's lives better. What is it about politics and government service that is attracting you?
Well, I'll be fully honest with you. I'm not a politics person at all. But I really like the idea of helping people. And so what I did for DC government was I worked on improving city websites and applications and doing stuff that people need every single day. And that's what's really important to me. It's if I can help someone's day be better than navigating through politics, because seeing a bunch of people talk on TV is not really that interesting to me. I'm sorry.
Well, wait a minute. What?
What is this?
I'm kidding.
Oh, he's kidding. He's kidding.
I'm kidding.
Got it. Okay. You all didn't get to actually meet your posses in person till you got to your campuses. Is that right?
True. Yes.
I saw them once before.
Right.
We did a not official meetup, and it was really fun.
So tell us, no whip around, just jump in. What it's been like to get to know your posses really. I know you were online with them, but have you come together quickly? Has it been a slow learning process? How's that going? Go ahead, Brian.
So it was definitely a little bit hard in the beginning. After a year of just seeing each other virtually through Zoom, it took us a bit of time to get comfortable with one another being in person. But I think that now that I've spent a few weeks at college and we're starting to get more comfortable with each other, now we are seeing the true benefits of a posse. For example, going from a working class community of color to a predominantly white and wealthy institution could often be challenging. And I'm very happy to say that I have friends in my posse who share similar experiences growing up in South Central Ontario or other parts of LA that can relate to me and my experiences.
Anybody else want to talk about getting to know your posses for the first time on campus? Go, Alex, go for it.
Well, I mean, I found that like my posse from the get-go was like really, really close. Like every single one of the members of my posse instantly connected. And like I was a little bit like worried before meeting them, before we all met together officially for the first time on Zoom.
Yeah.
I was worried that it was going to be, awkward, and then it wasn't. And then before that first meeting where we met in DC, I was like, what if it's awkward? And it wasn't. And it's been this repeating chain of every single time we get together, it's an amazing time. We support each other. We study together. We do our best. But we really like work to make sure that each one of us can succeed to our like fullest potential. And I can honestly say it's been like one of the best experiences of my life.
I think I'm getting the hook. But I think that everybody in this room wishes that they had a posse when they were freshmen in college, because it's scary for everybody. You're very fortunate. You're also all impressive. And everybody in this room wishes you nothing but luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brad, come back up. Can we just have a big round of applause for the 10,000th Posse Scholar? You guys are amazing. And another round of applause for Leslie Stahl. We're lucky. We're really lucky. We're lucky to have all of you. Brad?
Leslie, it wasn't just once. It wasn't just twice. It was 3 times tonight you came up here. So you're like the Becky Blank of Posse hosts.
We're really lucky to have you, Leslie.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're about to have dinner finally. I think everybody's hungry. We have an amazing dinner for you. Lots of wine, drinks, cocktails, and...
And?
I don't know what's on your script.
I don't know. My glasses are in my pocket.
Dancing. We have
and
dancing and margaritas and pizza and lots of fun stuff. So enjoy dinner, everybody. Thank you for a great evening. Yay.